And go.
Good morning. This is the Bipolar Sunrise. I'm your host, Garrett Nichols.
I'm John Armstrong.
Ryan Salt. We're going to get started here with some questions. How was your weekend, Ryan?
It was pretty good.
We talked a little bit. You watched a couple movies.
Yep,
Went to
watched
the
movies.
axe throwing, which I've never done. Have you?
I'm not paying to throw a fucking axe. You're gonna have to pay me. I've chopped wood, carried water my whole damn life. Like,
You're gonna have to pay me.
yeah, I'm not paying to throw a fucking axe. And yes, I have. It was Renaissance Festival quite a few years ago. But I grew up throwing axes. I mean, I lived in Wyoming in the middle of
You've
nowhere.
never thrown an axe in your life besides
I never
at the Renaissance Festival. What do you mean you grew up throwing axes?
chopping wood,
That's how
man.
we chopped wood.
Yeah, yours out here just
Hold
fucking.
that long! I was gonna say, you guys use axes?
Yeah, pussies.
Who's out here chopping all this wood? As I'm tightening my green belt, I don't know, but he must be pretty strong, whoever it is. Oh man. So I just, my wife started, she's got a part-time job or she works for the school, so during the summer she's gonna work at a nursing home, and she's been doing the training this weekend, so it's just been me with the girls.
So that's
at
what
home.
she's gonna do for the summer, like a part timer.
Yeah, I think so. That's what her plan is. If she wants to, I guess that's fine. But I mean, she has the whole summer off, so she doesn't do anything really during the summer except for hang out with the girls. So this year she's gonna work. That'll be good for her, because I think they don't have to work that much to get, it pays good. It pays better than what she's doing at the school. So she'll get her school check, and she'll get a little bit of extra money from that. So maybe they'll go on vacation without me again this year.
Be awesome. That
Yeah.
sounds like a vacation, not being
Yeah.
around you.
Yeah, I'd like to take a vacation for myself, to be honest with you. But I'm stuck. So that's what I just hung out with the girls. I was planning on doing some gardening. I bought there's a guy I work with, his wife. She sells all kinds of, I didn't know that. She lives here in town, and she sells tomato plants and pepper plants
Is
and
this over by Bruff's?
no,
Okay, this is a different woman.
different woman, but she's got a lot of stuff, and they're really cheap,
Mm-hmm.
like $1.50 a plant or something like that. So I got some tomatoes and peppers, and I'm gonna set up my garden. I'll probably do it today. It's supposed to be about 72 degrees, I think, around there. So this is my weekend. What about you? You were talking about you went to a metal show.
All right, guys. I don't know this about me as much as you do, but
Yeah, everybody knows you're a homosexual. Oh,
About to learn.
are you coming out of the closet?
no.
Going back in, I hope.
We used to run a music venue for metal shows.
Yep.
And never in my life would I got scared. I get up there on front row, I'm like, fuck yeah, people are going down. And so it's like me, April, my kids. I'm like, all right, this is gonna be good for them. I'm gonna show them how to mosh pit. The first band, nobody mosh. Second one, I'm like, yeah, I'm gonna mosh this one. These guys are coming in doing cartwheels, wearing Daisy Dukes for metal shows, and throwing haymakers and kicks. And I'm like, what the fuck? And then they'll start doing the spin around where they're about ready to punch you and then just like stop thing. I was like, listen, boys, I've been in the metal shows for a fuckload of years. I had a lot of shows.
A lot of shows.
The beer can.
There'd be like 4 bands in a night, sometimes more.
Yeah, you were security.
Yeah.
You didn't even know how to fight back then.
Still don't.
Yeah.
Still don't.
But yeah, man, I can't remember, extreme fucking, I don't even know what the fuck it is. Finally, Cisco's band comes on. Then there was like old school moshing going on. And I'm like, yeah, I'm getting in there. I push Xander in there. He's like, Miss Bell, let's get in there. Miss Bell's like, no, I'm not. I'm in there fucking throwing elbows and pushing. And I was like, yeah, nice, friendly environment. People are just kind of bumping into one another. Nothing too crazy. Somebody falls, everybody helps you up. And I get to like front of the stage, somebody had slopped their beer all over, and I about slipped and eat shit. But I did keep my footing. But yeah, this extreme mosh pit where, I mean, they're fucking going fast. I mean, they're throwing fucking haymakers. They ain't looking. They're kicking their fucking legs and shit out. And yeah, never seen no shit like that.
Yes, you have. Remember Live Fast Die? Brad would break
Yeah,
beer
but
bottles
they-
and cut him fucking self open on
Yeah,
stage.
yeah, that's PG compared to what the fuck was going on here.
Or they were cutting themselves.
Oh, this is the fucked up part. I guess the bands had their own security. And there's probably 3 security people around me making sure I didn't get bumped into. Because they're like, this guy looks like he's going to get pissed if he gets bumped into or hit. And they had earplugs in and mask on. And then they kind of get out there and kind of get shit riled up. And then they're like, there's like a, I think it was a woman. So there's like 2 pretty good sized dudes. And this girl is probably 6 foot, 6'1". But they're like blocking me, making sure none of these guys ran into me. It's fucking crazy.
What was the band that this was for? Do you remember? How many bands were there last night?
4.
4 bands?
I missed the first one, but they're really fast sets. It cost $10 to get in. And so, yeah, I'd say each band went on for maybe 15, 20 minutes, which is fucking awesome. I was actually in bed by 10.
Oh, dang.
This thing's kicked off right at 7 o'clock when, well, we were into the band shit. Like, oh, the band starts at 7. Didn't mean they were really lighting off till probably 8.
Yeah, or later.
Yeah. Fucking totally different experience. I think the kids had a great time though. It's kind of weird with metal. I love going to metal shows. I love having metal shows. But I'm not the guy that just jams at my car listening to metal music. I just like the atmosphere at these shows.
Beowulf, remember them?
Oh yeah. From Lawrence.
Those guys. Well, there was a lot of good bands that come through there that very unknown. I mean, local guys that travel. What's the cop? I don't know why I'm drawing a blank. They're from Topeka. His brother has the bar on 10.
Oh yeah,
on
Rob.
10.
Josh.
Yeah.
What the fuck was the name of that group?
It was an Irish band. They played Irish rock, Irish metal. And I'm drawing a complete blank. I have their album still. I have Beowulf's.
Yeah, Beowulf was pretty fucking hilarious. It's like Beastie Boys on crack.
Yeah.
Kind of local though.
Well, yeah, they did. They had the guy on the synthesizer or the keyboards. No, good times.
Iron Guts Kelly.
Iron Guts Kelly. If you don't know who Iron Guts Kelly is,
I think they're still doing shows.
and they've got a lot of albums out, and they play. It's good music. I mean, they have some really good songs. I mean, they just never kind of went mainstream, but
That's
out
the
of
best
Topeka.
thing about them though.
Very, very good group.
Great
I like
people.
the guys in the band. We hung out
Numerous
after
times.
shows lots of times and got plenty shit faced. That was a good time over on Sunny Slope when John had the tattoo shop over there. It'd be tattoos in the morning and fucking party at night.
The beer can.
The beer can.
That was a
back.
badass place. You know, I know.
It was.
Now that I look back at it, I mean, it was kind of cool. I was just kind of making things work, kind of getting my business.
Is that the
going.
same bar?
Yeah.
So there was the bar.
But it was cut in a little spot because remember there was a flip up door.
Yeah.
So I just put everything together.
Stage on one end and just a metal. No insulation, just a metal fucking room. And good God. I can't, like we talked about it, I think a couple weeks ago about how I can't believe the cops didn't get called more often.
Yeah, more often, yeah.
But I guess there was only a few houses. And
You're wrong though. That was insulation and it had
I did have
central
insulation.
air
Yeah.
in there. That was kind of cool.
That's right. You built that big stage.
Which is cool because you pull the band would pull right up, lift the whole fucking big old garage door open, unload from the back, load in the front. They loved it. It was just so convenient for those. That was kind of a badass place.
It was a lot of fun. I partied probably entirely too hard back there.
Redlined it a few times.
I'm guessing if my liver was gonna fail, it would have been then. That's for certain. Lots of parties, lots of good bands. Yeah, it was a good time, man. I miss that kind of stuff. I'm not even a heavy metal guy. I don't even like really heavy metal music.
You are.
I mean, I am when it's live, apparently.
Yeah.
And I've had a couple of bowls of loudmouth soup.
Yep.
Definitely helps lubricate things. A social lubricant.
What's that lyric next going?
Golly. Yeah. I mean, just sometimes I'm just having flashes and memories of some of the things that we did.
That's the shit you remember. Think about what you don't remember.
Yeah, well, Like that one chick, I have no clue that you.
Yeah,
say that I
let's
did
go
something.
on.
But I don't remember. You like metal shows?
Yeah, right. Let's talk about metal shows.
Yeah, mine have been more mainstream though, like going to actual
Nickelback.
venues. Yep. Dude, you can't get any more hardcore than Nickelback.
It's pretty
Look at
hardcore.
this photograph.
It makes me laugh.
But yeah, I love metal. There's something calming or soothing about it.
Is that something you can listen to all day long, or is it just short bursts, like when you're in the mood?
Yeah, I mean, I can put it on. There's something about the rhythm, like it. I don't know. I think it's just because sometimes I got so much chaos going on in my head that outside chaos diverts it from the inside chaos. But I've always, there's just something about it. Can release it. It's not a music that makes me angry where I'm like, ugh, fuck everybody. It's more the opposite. It like gets me focused. It gets me
Pumped
like,
up.
Yeah, pumped up, ready to rock. But mine's been more bigger venue stuff. Go to see Tool and Deftones and
All those would be cool to see.
Anymore though, I don't get anywhere near the floor. I like to sit in the seat. Being that around that much people smashed up against me just is not appealing anymore.
Especially when you have clothes on.
So,
And they're sweaty, but not in a good way.
well, it's just nothing about that is fun. I want to be comfortable. I'm old. I do the old thing now. I want to sit in the chair and rock out and let all the youngsters do their thing and slam into each other. That's not my thing anymore.
Yeah, Xander, was so hilarious seeing him out there. He's like you said, that 6-month-old pup that's like way big, thing's still a lap pup.
Yep.
He's just out there plowing into people. He's probably put on a few pounds since all that, and he just has no idea how big or strong he is.
That's cool that they've gone though. I mean, I remember I took Ashlyn to concerts when she was younger, and it's cool memories to have. I don't know. The big crowds of people getting in there, getting up and trying to go to the bathroom, going to get drinks. It's just, everything about it is just a pain in the ass anymore that it's like, yeah, I'll just put on Spotify and listen from the comfort
That's why
of
I
my
like
house.
my
It's like football games or
Yeah.
something, I have no desire to go to a Chiefs game anymore. I don't want to battle the crowds and be amongst all that, and you got to stand in line for 20 minutes to take a piss, and it's like,
That's why I like shows over like big concerts. Like I'll hit a show any time of day. Concerts though, I mean, I've been to one big concert in my life, and that was at, we call it Sandstone around here.
yeah.
It was like Blink 182, Weezer, and Taking Back Sunday, and I was like, this fucking sucks. It'd be cool if a helicopter dropped a rope, dropped me off, and then picked me up the same way. The traffic, and then 2 hours home, and I was like, fuck
Well,
this.
things have gotten so expensive. I mean, your tickets, first of all, are expensive as hell.
No, I'll head over
And
to the
then
Granada.
a beer is $12 a pop, and
If
you
not
know,
more,
if
yeah.
not more, and then you're like, oh well, I'll just drink soda or water. Well, it's the same damn price as beer is. So
Yeah.
you're like, well, shit, I might as well drink
Might
a
as well
beer.
get fucked up so I don't remember spending the money.
Yeah, I mean, it is. It's gotten out of hand.
You know how
And I think
convenient it
that
is.
just talks about my age, because
Yeah.
when we were younger, we didn't give a shit,
No, because you'd spend your entire paycheck
Yeah,
and
you
not
didn't-
even have food for the rest of the week.
Right.
You're like,
yeah.
yeah.
It somehow
Like,
always worked
I
out.
could tell everybody that I went to this concert and I overpaid 5 times for this T-shirt.
Yeah.
I got this
I
cool
could've got the
T-shirt
same one
for
at Walmart.
$60 that cost them $4 to print.
We're getting to the age now where I really like, where I'm like, you're telling me Marcy Playgrounds in Everclear are coming to Emporia?
Right.
Like they're washed out bands now. So like last year we went to Everclear, Marcy Playground, and Jimmy's Chicken Shack. I literally have to walk right across the fucking street. I get tired of it, I can just come back to the shop.
Yeah.
Or I live like, what, 4 blocks the other direction.
Yep.
It's like, I'm gonna get fucked up
Well,
and walk home.
All the music that got me into that is now on V100, so, you know, I'm that age now.
I'm sorry to hear, buddy. You doing
Where-
alright?
So you get to hear it at least 2 times a day,
Yeah.
every fucking day. V100 needs to change. If you're listening,
That's not oldies.
V100, change your fucking playlist. Jesus Christ. I've heard Ozzy Osbourne and Black Sabbath, the 2 songs that the best songs they ever made, a million times just last week.
Crazy Train and Space Hog? Or
No.
no, what's that one?
The Black Sabbath song, Iron Man.
Oh.
And
okay.
then they'll play Queen, but not Bohemian Rhapsody. They play like, what do they play of Queen? They play We Will Rock You, that's a big one. And they play 2 other Queen songs. I mean, I listen to them at work, roll around in the work truck, and you can just about set your clock. I wonder if they just got a fucking repeat playlist, because look, I like all those songs, but how many times can you listen to Rush, Tom Sawyer? You know what I mean?
Once a day.
Once a day, maybe twice, but if a new DJ comes in, they're like, hey, we haven't played Rush for about 2 hours.
Are DJs really a thing anymore? You think
I don't
it's just
think
automated on computer? Like, all right, this is
Yeah.
their set
Just
playlist.
Push a button and it does it.
I think so. They do the Bob and Tom show in the morning, and that's replay. Sometimes that's a lot of times reruns too. So they do the Bob and Tom syndication show, so it's on several channels.
Warhog.
And by the time I get to work at 7, they're wrapping up and starting to play the same old shitty songs. Sorry, V100, but come on, everybody agrees with me. Like everybody knows what you guys' little scam is.
You think they're really going to reach out to us, all of our listeners? Somebody, it's going to get back to him with as many people following us.
As many people are following us, man. I'm surprised the phones aren't ringing off the wall now.
Yeah.
With them apologizing for
We'll
having
be
a stupid
DJing
playlist.
next week.
Yeah.
Look,
Yeah.
Look, V100, your playlist doesn't suck. It's just so repetitive. Put some songs in there that are a little bit new, and not Nickelback. Don't start.
Yeah, we
don't
need some
start
like
that
My
again.
Humps by Black Eyed Peas in there.
Bingo.
Check it out.
Some actual classic rock. My lovely lady lumps. Yeah. Anyway, a lot of talk about music this morning.
Dude,
I
you
guess.
need to watch videos on this. I could not believe the haymakers. I mean, they're coming out strong. It's not, I mean, like gravitational pull on the arm, like something's about to fucking pop out.
I think music is powerful in people's life, though.
You really like Blue October,
I love Blue October.
which is kind of weird because I love Blue October, but a little bit goes a long ways, which I actually walked down the aisle to our wedding to Blue October.
Which is really weird because I've never fucking heard of them before. Nope. Sorry. I mean, I don't know what to tell you. They sound
John said, "Excuse me."
gay.
Well,
That's what I was
no.
gonna say.
Yeah, it kind of is.
Are they heavy metal?
Not at all.
No, like a mellow rock.
Yeah.
Yeah, they do got a mellow rock, but his voice is just amazing. But a little bit of him, for me, goes a long ways.
Well, and he's got mental illness, so he sings a lot of his songs are singing about dealing with mental illness or what's going on in his life, and so pretty powerful songs that he sings.
I came across that Hey Rin. I listened to it again.
Dude, that is such a good
It's
song.
like a 7
That guy
minute
is-
song. It's
he
fucking
is talented.
ridiculous.
There's nothing that guy can't do.
What's his name? Do you remember?
Rin is his name,
I don't
but I
know.
don't remember his last name.
Hi, Rin.
But
It's
he's
me.
some British.
He's a hell of a guitar
he
player,
can,
too.
He can rap. He does blues. He does. I
He's
mean,
all over the place.
guy
All that in one song.
is super talented.
But he's got like his video, he's sitting there in a hospital gown. And he's obviously schizo, would you say it
Yeah,
is?
he's having a conversation with himself.
So he goes
like
like
his-
from rap to this to like pretty acoustic, and then he's fighting himself in the song.
It's kind of like his mental illness, having a conversation with him.
Oh,
It's pretty,
Dude,
pretty
it is
badass.
fucking ridiculous. I'll send you the link later. I
It
think
is
you might
worth
get
a
a
listen. It's
yeah. I think you might
pretty,
get a kick
pretty
out of it.
freaking sweet. But it's like he's in a mental hospital having a conversation with his mental illness,
Yeah,
and it's
Oh.
crazy.
I think I sent that to you.
Yeah.
Was that the first time you heard that song? Did
No.
you know about that guy before?
I think Ashlyn actually had sent it to
Okay.
me. One of my kids, Ashlyn or Corinne, had sent it to
All
me.
right, because I was in
And it was like,
Northeast
"You've gotta
Kansas.
check this out."
I was in Northeast Kansas, and Jeff, the lawn care guy, was like, "Hey, you need to listen to this song." I'm like, "Yeah, all right, dude." Like, fuck. Hey, dude, you need to listen. He's like an old hippie, dude. I'm like, "Yeah, all right, I'll check it out." And then it was like the next day, and Bobby's out there. He's like pulling weeds or watering the yard or whatever. He's like, "Yeah, your brother's kind of a dick." I told him to listen to this song, and he's probably got 10 years on me. I'm like, "For fuck's sakes, I'll listen to the goddamn song." I was like, "Yeah, that's good."
Yeah.
Like, I don't know. I never knew the guy. For somebody that you just meet after selling the mushrooms, and he's like, "Hey, you should listen to this song." I'm like, "Yeah, all right."
Well, and Ren started out as a busker. He'd just go out on the streets in England or wherever and
He'd
just,
perform?
yeah, hook up his amp and guitar, him and a buddy, and he'd just sing. He'd sing well-known songs, and then he started making up his own songs, and then just got such a cult following that he started writing his own stuff.
He's amazing.
So you know,
He
you
is.
say that he has a mental handicap, or not a mental handicap. He's got something.
He has to, because you can't write a song like that without experiencing it. I mean,
You know this for being a writer.
It is a powerful song.
It is just fuck.
And so he's got to have some kind of a mental illness that he battles.
See, think
to
that's
make that
what's
powerful
crazy
of a
though.
song.
You know, because folks, this is a podcast about, you know,
Bipolar Sunrise.
mental illness, but we do discuss a lot of it on here and some of the problems that we have with it, which is, it's an odd thing that probably what society considers mental handicap for him ended up being his meal ticket.
Oh, absolutely.
Oh fuck yeah,
Well, they
boys.
say a lot of artists, that a lot of your artists have some kind of mental illness. That's where they tap into their creative side and all of that.
Doesn't work that way for me. It just fucks me. Like, how come I couldn't have got the one that, you know, you end up making money
draw
off
like a
of?
champ and you
Yeah.
Why can't I just be good at one thing?
One fucking thing instead of averaging a bunch of shit.
Why can't you read cards? Rain Man?
I can't even play a fucking game of cards. I don't even know how.
Neither do I. I don't.
You know, I've never played chess in my life.
actually was in chess club and won, but I don't know how to play chess anymore. It's been so many years.
so long. I can play chess. I just don't play chess the way it's supposed to be played. If that
Where
makes sense.
you win every time?
Yeah. Or like, I don't know how to, like, apparently there's math involved and you know, you should be able to know moves ahead, and I'm, someone plays and then I'm playing for that position at that exact time. I'm not going, well, if I do this and 3 moves later, I can do this. Like,
There's
you
no
know,
foresight.
Yeah,
in the
I'm
game.
not good enough to go, oh, if I do this and 3 moves later, I can do this. And then as they play this, then I've got them in 6 moves. I'm not that guy. Not that guy.
You're not that guy at all?
Not in chess, no.
But when we play pool, you always look at a couple moves ahead,
Oh,
don't you?
absolutely.
Okay, because
Yeah.
me and you played quite a bit alike. Like,
Yeah.
when I start shooting pool, I'm looking at every ball on the table, figuring out where my ball's gonna stop, and I might have the whole table figured out.
Absolutely.
I always fuck it up with a little bit of English,
Right.
you know, but
I just crack it.
Yeah. I mean, I'm like
No
you.
foresight.
There may
that's why
be,
you suck.
There may be a
Maybe.
couple of balls on there where you're like, man, unless I get those broke out, I'm screwed. But yeah, it's, you map it out and you know the sequence you're going to hit every ball.
Oh yeah,
So yeah, but when it comes to
Chess
chess,
not like that.
I haven't mastered that ability to, because it's like in pool, even though you're shooting, there's enough on the table that it's like, well, if he shoots that ball, his cue ball's probably going to be around, so I could shoot this
Right.
if he misses. Chess, it's
I hear you on
there's
there.
no way that I could sit there and anticipate, oh, they're gonna move this piece and I'm gonna do this, and it's just, there's too much, maybe too much thinking.
Of course, the
involved.
club I was
I
in,
can't wrap my
there could have
mind
been
around
about
it.
15 people in that club, and I accidentally won it. It
Because
wasn't.
you had the highest IQ. There's a bunch of fucking retards in there.
You can't say the word retard.
That's what they call them.
It's a hard
Pretty
R.
positive.
Retard.
Oh, retard. Sorry.
Fuck, I
Sorry.
don't know. Zach Galifianakis says it best.
I can see you liking chess though.
Me?
Yeah. You like dominoes and stuff like you like those.
Oh, I love dominoes.
But that's what I'm saying. You
Motherfucker.
like that kind of game. I could see where you
Yeah.
would like chess, where it's
Yeah.
that challenge of. I can see where.
Well,
would
I'm
like-
always challenging myself, and it's, like Tetris is probably my favorite video game of all time. You're in battle with yourself. And I remember as a kid, like on the original Nintendo, like you play shit fall down, and then you might get a little rocket that would go up into the air. I got so good at fucking Tetris where the whole castle would take off.
Wow.
And I didn't know that was a thing.
How many levels is that? Like 1,000?
Well, it only goes to 10, but yeah, your score, and you want to blast like, was it 4 or 5 blocks at a time to get the big pow?
5, yeah.
And I was really good at that. Like, I could see shit coming. And, yeah, when you get that good where the whole castle takes off, of course, we're in the world of technology and video games now. I'm sure there's kids out there that just whoop the fuck out of me.
Oh, I'm sure there's always somebody.
Some
better.
kids spending 40-hour work week just fucking playing Tetris.
Well, they have different Tetris games now.
Oh, there's so
I've
many
seen them.
versions.
There's a lot.
Miss Bell really likes Tetris.
Do you think
I
that
gotta-
those things are pattern games?
They definitely are.
Once you figure out the pattern,
It's brain to
pretty easy.
controller
Yeah,
response.
hand-eye coordination, essentially,
So
too.
it's kind of funny that Tetris even come up because I remember, and you guys have probably been to the movie theater in the past 20 years,
I have to think about that.
but I remember sitting there like, oh man, this is gonna be such a badass movie on the previews, and then it's like a video game. Like,
Like artificial intelligence, or what's that Disney Pixar? What do they do? What's that called? Animated?
Yeah, animation.
Is that what you're talking about? Be clear here, man, because my IQ isn't above 100. You gotta slow it down.
I gotta drink to slow mine down since I'm so smart.
Yeah, that's
get,
why, huh?
Get a chalkboard.
I was
out
wondering
here
why you're
before
always
long if we're
drinking.
not careful.
Yeah, I'm
Start
trying to
solving
I'm
equations.
trying to fit in with society.
You
Is
start
why I
mopping floors
drink.
and solving equations.
That's
You
another
like them
story,
apples?
though. Yeah.
Anyway, go on with the movie thing. I was so interested in that.
So, go to the movie theater, I'd be watching, and there'd be like a trailer or something badass going on, and it turns out to be a video game.
Oh, okay.
Like,
Like
that's
Halo, the
yeah.
preview for Halo, the video game, not
Video
the
game,
series.
not the movie. But it looked like it'd be a really good movie.
Yeah.
And then maybe they did turn it into one, I don't fucking
Well,
know.
they did that with Silent Hill. It was a video game, Silent Hill, and then Resident Evil was video games prior
there was a
to.
TV show that I was watching that was also, it's like the Skull Cowboy guy. I don't know if you know what I'm talking about. He's like, anyways,
Ghost Rider.
no. Anyways, where I was going at with this is, like, you didn't see shit like turn into movies from video games. It's usually video game that was a movie, like Gremlins or Little Shop of Horrors, like
Well, they made a good
NES.
book out of that movie.
But you'd go get these video games and they fucking sucked on old school Nintendo. You remember like thinking it was gonna be so badass, and you get home, you're like, "Oh, this fucking sucked." The one time your mom lets you rent a video game and you're going off the cover,
Sucks.
and it just fucking shitty.
Unless it was Contra. That was like probably the best game on Nintendo NES for me. Was Contra.
Contra was a good.
I really like the Turtles, and that's where I'm going with this. It's like you would have never seen back in the day, like
Ninja Gaiden was a
Pac-Man.
good one.
Can you imagine like sitting in a theater like Pac-Man the video game coming out, or you think it's gonna be a movie? It's like,
Yeah.
or
Well,
Tetris the movie,
I mean, with
which
the
actually
times-
turned into Tetris the movie. I joked around. I used it in stand-up comedy when I was doing a little few skits. Well, it's like Tetris the movie. Never thought it was ever going to be a thing. There is Tetris the movie. It came out probably 2 years ago.
Really?
Yes.
About
There's a movie
monsters.
about Tetris.
Yes.
Really.
And it's supposed to be really fucking good, I guess.
How? I mean,
How?
Tetris.
We all
Yeah.
need a stick. I need a stick.
Wow, this is so exciting. It's like that'd be like watching somebody else play fucking Tetris. You know how boring it is to watch somebody when you're like, oh, you fucked up.
Flip it.
No, the other way. It only goes two ways. Oh,
And you
fucking
fucked
suck.
it up every way. But
But
yeah,
at
Tetris, the
times-
movie's out. Been out for about 2 years. Apparently, this is, like I said, this was a skit. Like, I'm like, yeah, what are they gonna do? Like Tetris, the movie? That's fucking stupid. They fucking did it, and I'm like, damn it.
Good thing you never made it mainstream in comedy. You would have got booed off the stage for making a shitty joke.
You're like, you suck, mister.
They actually did make a Tetris movie, you fucking idiot. It's great. It's fucking awesome. Rotten Tomatoes gave it a 10. Fuck you.
Boy, that got really high energy quick.
Well, I get pumped about Tetris, brother.
Right.
But Mario Kart was another game that I really enjoyed, but I was always playing the Ghost.
So was that on
I like the
that was
time
the NES too, right? Nintendo 2?
Super Nintendo.
Super Nintendo, yeah.
Jesus.
Fuck, man, I'm fucking sorry I told you about the IQ. It's under 3 digits. There's 2.
There's two.
You know, it took me a long time, guys, it didn't take me a long time, but it was a really hard pill to swallow when I found out that I just was going to be an average dude. Like, kind of my whole life, I always thought I'm going to figure it out and I'm going to fall into something that's going to propel me forward to where I'm going to make it. Somebody's going to see me and want me to play in a movie, or somebody's going to see me and want to put me on a sports team, or somebody's gonna notice me and they're gonna want me to
Do a podcast where you have millions of followers.
yeah, something was gonna happen, and it was a hard pill to swallow when I just found out like I'm just kind of average at everything. I'm not great at anything. I do a lot of stuff. I've been a strongman.
Yeah.
I've been jujitsu. I've done powerlifting. So I've always done something. I've always been involved in a sport, but I just was never good or great.
Great.
I was just average, not even good at anything that I've ever done. Never been really good, just average at it. Like, I'm a mechanic and I'm a decent mechanic, but I'm not. But there's a lot of people better than me. I'm a decent electrician. There's a shitload of people better than me. I'm a decent welder. I can make it hold. I can make it look good. But I'm not. I'll never be, great at it. And here lately, I mean, I'm 46. I'll be 47 in a couple months, so I'm getting closer to 50. I know I'm happy with getting older, but I'm not really happy that I just was never. I mean, I'm still trying to swallow, I guess, the pill of that I'm never going to be great at something to where people like that sets me apart from other people.
Garrett.
Unless I go back to drinking, I could be the best fuck
Oh,
up,
God.
Oh, you're a great friend, dude.
Oh, I guess I could be a good friend sometimes.
You're a good person. You're great.
Yeah, but
Put
there's
up with a
people
lot.
that are better. I'm saying I'm still just an average friend. I'm still an average.
You don't have to compare yourself to me.
Well, how can I compare myself with perfection?
Oh my God.
Don't be so hard on yourself, bud.
I'm not being hard on myself. I'm just accepting the fact that there's no niche for me where I'm gonna. I mean, like I said, I'm almost 50. There's no place where I'm gonna be like, oh, we want him. We want him. He's the best disc golfer we ever saw. That guy can ride a bike like you would not believe. And I
He's the
always
best
thought,
looking guy we've ever
best
seen.
looking. I always thought that there would be something that I wouldn't have to work for. Like, there's people that seem like they don't have to work for it. It's
Right.
not. That's not the way it is. Those people that are good at stuff, they're talented to begin with, and then they work really hard at it. And I don't think I have the drive
make it
or
look easier
desire.
because
Did you ever
to
watch
be
the movie
anything.
Blank Check?
It sounds familiar. The title sounds
The
familiar,
kid
but I
movie?
don't.
Yeah, he
Yeah.
gets hit by a car.
Oh yeah.
And then he just like, here's a blank check for your bicycle, and he's like,
signs $1 billion on it or whatever.
well, it's probably $1 million back then, but it'd be like $1 billion today.
Yeah. Anyway, where are you going with that?
Well, it's kind of like what
He
you're saying.
wasn't
You always
talented
thought there was
either.
going to be something that happened, like where you're going to get like this break.
I was gonna catch my break.
Yes.
Yeah, exactly right. But I know it's not gonna happen now. Like this podcast, we got like 63 subscribers on YouTube, which is more than I have on my personal YouTube channel that I've had for like 12, 15 years that I have, I don't know, 75 videos on. Thug Nasty OOG, go follow my personal YouTube. So I get a
Thug
few
Nasty
more.
still a thing?
Yeah, my Instagram.
Still damn
handle's Thug
Conrad
Nasty.
Johnson.
Yeah, that's gone. I should have kept that one. That if that was kind of a funny one that just took off.
I like how people come up to like, you know Conrad Johnson? I'm like, well, yeah, we've been friends forever. I remember going to Harley Davidson in Topeka for the fights. And the guy is like Conrad Johnson, and you're like, well, these guys don't really know. He's like, oh, I know your name's Conrad Johnson. You're like, oh, that's not really my name. Well, I've known you for years. Yeah, no, that's not his name.
Yeah, I get people that will say that still to this day. Like, hey, you know Conrad. And one of my actual friends, somebody that knows me, will come up and say, "Hey, dude, this guy came up to me the other day telling me how you guys have been friends for a long time." I was like, "Who is it?" And he's like, "Well, the thing is, he's been friends with Conrad." And I was like, "Oh God," I'm still having to explain that. You know, that was the craziest. If you don't know, you just don't know. But Conrad ended up getting. I got into this algorithm on Facebook, and I would get 200, 250 friend requests a day. And I wasn't trying.
That's how you heard my phone. I've known you before Conrad was even a thing.
You still call me Conrad quite a bit.
I like it.
Yeah. But yeah. And
I mean, I got so many requests you couldn't accept friends anymore.
Yeah, it was nuts. There was
Which caps off at 5,000, and I'm sitting about 43 right
That is
now.
Well, now you can just get followers. So you can get.
Well, you got to shut that down and get a whole new thing to start with the following thing, or is that how it used to be?
Well, my account is Meta verified, not because I am so popular, it's because I pay for it.
Yeah.
And I got my first statement
Well,
from
you're paying
Meta.
for friends?
No, you don't get paid. People don't become friends.
No, you're paying for friends. You said you paid to get
To
this?
Meta verified, that's a whole different ballgame. If you don't know what you're talking about, John, just shut the fuck up and let
Alright.
me explain this. I got my first statement from Meta the other day. I was at work and I got an email. Guess how much I made last month from
2.
Facebook?
Watch the count.
Wrong.
Cut your break.
I wouldn't be here with you fucking losers if I would have cut my break.
Well, you can afford better friends for sure, man.
84 cents. And I thought, man, this is badass. I got 84 cents. And then what I realized was like Facebook gives you 100 stars to start out with. And I used all my stars liking my own shit. And so the 84 cents was just me. So again, I'm not only average, but I've paid to get the blue check mark onto my Facebook.
How many badges you got?
Oh, 15 or so. So I do have a lot of those. I'm working to my creator badge. Or I've got 1,000 views on one of my reels. And I got 1,500 the other day, so I need 2,000 to gain the next achievement on that. But these little exercises of the badges and things are just, like, the more you achieve, that means the more your content is actually reaching people. So I'm getting better at making things that are more appealing. And I'm doing this all specifically to try to get paid from another source of income. I would like to be popular enough on Facebook, which if you guys haven't known, I always put out positive messages. So my page, what I'm trying to do is put a positive message out there all the time, like motivate people to not be, number one, don't listen to a lot of things that people say on Facebook that are negative because they don't know you, and that just to be proud of yourself. Like you may not be, like, what I'm saying is, like, I'm happy with being the average guy that I am and never gonna be famous for something or get picked to be on some kind of American Idol or something like that or win a world championship in jiu-jitsu. But I've done a whole lot. Like you said, I'm a good friend. I do things for people. I help people out. And that's really enough for me. And I'd like to share that to where other people can just be satisfied. Like, I'm not saying don't shoot for the stars. Go ahead and do that.
You might make it to the moon.
You may make it, but if you don't, that's fine too. Like, not everybody's made to be famous, and maybe you don't want the...
So is this an obsession you've had being famous for, like, your whole life? Like, when did this start?
I wouldn't frame it as I'm fucking an obsession, you asshole. Jesus Christ. But yeah, I mean, probably since I was about 5. I always thought that, that I would at least become well known and popular. And then at some point in time, I kind of realized being a
Well, you
complete
kind of,
asshole
yeah, I
doesn't
was gonna
make
say,
that.
you kind of did. Everybody thought you were a complete asshole and a dick. I mean, you
On
kind
that
of.
Conrad account? Yeah.
Yeah, or just a shit you post, so you kind of made it. Just not the way you wanted to.
Yeah, but I wanted to make it to where like Tom Cruise was like disgusted with my posts. Tom Cruise was like, "Oh, God, Conrad's at it again. Fuck him."
Fuck that guy.
He
That's
doesn't
your
know-
Coke. Are
And
we
then-
really having this fight today?
And then Tom Cruise makes a post about how what a piece of shit I am. That's the famous that I was trying to become. You know what I mean? Or Brad Pitt's like, God, this guy thinks he's so good looking, but he's not. But I don't get that. I just get like some 75-year-old lady from Burlington, like that. I can't.
Right.
She's outraged by it, by what I said, which was, everybody have a great day.
How dare you tell me how to live my life?
Yeah, I'm 75 years old.
You can't tell me to have a
whippersnapper.
great fucking day.
I'm not going to have a great day
Fuck
now just for
you.
that. I'm gonna shit in my own post toasties. Screw you. Have you guys ever felt that? Like, I mean, I'm sure we all kind of have the thing where we daydream a little bit about
Oh, yeah.
winning the lotto or something. We've
Yeah,
talked
I
about it
do
before.
that. With me, it's like, when I see these kid actors on TV, it always seemed like, oh man, maybe I could be a kid actor.
Mhm.
I live in fucking Kansas. I can't remember shit. I'm a good artist. I can't read or write. I'm better at reading than I am writing, but like just being able to memorize lines like how these guys do, I'm sure. I was like, yeah, I guess I happened a little older, but
I think
dude,
mine was writing.
yeah,
Thought you were gonna make it as a
I
writer.
did. I thought, between my, God, what do you call it? My blog, and then poetry and a couple of short stories I've written. I thought someone's gonna see that and just,
keep mind blown.
yeah. And I don't know if that's a hint of what it takes for people to become, or if some of it's narcissism in my own
It's
rights,
probably a
where
little bit of
it's,
both.
where
Because
I'm
that's
reading
how
it and
some
I'm
people
like,
make it.
this is going to be earth moving. So I think it's a little hint of narcissism, but I also think it also is a little bit, keeps you motivated to maybe keep writing and not just write for the sake of writing. You're writing with a purpose, or I'm writing with a purpose.
Like consistently
Yeah,
writing with something that's gonna appeal.
yeah.
It's not, I don't think you can write for it. The people that make it like that are writing from the heart. Not that I'm saying that you're not writing from the heart,
Right.
but it attracts other people to that because of their genuine, not that yours
Yeah.
isn't genuine, but that's how some people make it.
Yeah.
Some people happen to pass through a blog on the internet and was like, oh,
Chance.
this is compelling to
Like
me.
Hawk Tui
that.
spit on that thing. I mean,
yeah,
just
she wasn't
that.
gonna be shit.
I
She
think
was just gonna be
that
this hot chick, but now
Right
she's
there
like a hot
is
chick with
the
money.
biggest thing. I think there's super talented people everywhere, but it's all chance.
Hawk
Because
Tui. Spit on that thing.
I've read
Dan, you might
people's-
make it, dude.
I've read people's stuff that it's like, how in the hell is this person not writing for a big syndication, or my God, where it's moved me, and it's just like, oh my God, like I'm a changed person after reading it. Well, it's because someone with enough clout hasn't read it and felt moved, or so I think that's a lot of it. Is it's chance. You got to be in the right place at the right
Right time, definitely so.
This podcast, I think we have a lot of fun. I think if more people watched it, they would have fun with us.
Sure.
But we haven't hit that right either person that's seen it or the right algorithm, or because I have to admit, when we first started out and still even now, you get that glimpse of, man, what if we made it? What if we took off? What if this became our job? Like, this is all we had to do was we showed up, and now twice a week we have a podcast, and so that's always in the back of your mind. Is it a realistic goal? I don't know.
I
Is
think
it
about
something
it.
that I'm putting all my eggs in that basket, and honey, I'm quitting my job and I'm gonna hit the street and we're gonna, no.
I just like hanging
But
out with my friends
you
on
never
Sunday
know.
morning.
Well, that's what I say.
But
I
I
I
dismiss
can care
the
less if it
thought.
takes off or not.
But that's it, and I think that's what makes us genuine. But we're always gonna be like, well, ours is genuine but I think it's because we're three good guys that hang out, enjoy each other's company, and we talk and have a good time.
Sometimes four
So
with
you
Nate's
think-
here.
Well,
Loser.
of course, everybody else wants to hear what we have to say, so, you know.
So
So I get kind of, I guess, in a long roundabout way, what I'm coming to is I get where you thought, man, I'm gonna be something, or, cause I've laid in bed at night before and thought, I thought I would have had something more substantial by now, or.
Yeah, exactly.
You
Like,
know?
well, when's it gonna be my time?
Like, you know, hey, I've got good friends, I've got a, you know, great wife, I've got a great life, but I just really thought Ryan Sullivan would be more of a household name, or you say Ryan,
Yeah.
you know what I mean?
Yeah, I
Someone
do.
said, cause I remember even starting to use my middle initial, cause I'm like, oh, that'll be cool to sign Ryan M. Salt. Like that, you know.
like
what I
all the
mean?
others
Yeah.
and
Or R.M. Sullivan.
J.K.
you know?
Simmons or
Yes.
this or that.
And so I
or
started doing my blog, R.M.
Robert E.
Sullivan.
Lee.
Cause it's like,
He's not a
well,
writer.
that's how writers, like you said,
Mhm.
J.K. Rowling, you know, they go by initials. So I started doing R.M.
Who's the guy that did Fear and Loathing?
Oh,
He also had a name like that.
yeah.
Hunter S. Thompson.
Hunter S. Thompson.
Yeah, I fucking love that.
And so I get what you're saying when you're like, you lay there and you think, I thought that maybe I'd have accomplished more than just being an average Joe with a good life. I thought I might have had some excitement here, or, you know, someone would have been like, oh my God, we want you to publish your book of works. Like,
Well, you did some writing for me. I didn't know.
I did.
I didn't know. I just found this out a couple weeks ago. Like, and maybe I'm wrong here, but I was talking to April about it. Like, there's people that write stories that don't write their own stories. They're just telling somebody to write it down.
Mm-hmm.
I did not know that was a thing.
Yeah. Well, like that's what an autobiography is.
No
They're
shit.
not writing their own biography.
Dude, I have
They're-
so much shit
they're
pinned
telling
up in
it.
my head that I need somebody to write it down for me. But like the
Yeah.
suicide letter guy.
ChatGPT will do it for
Yeah.
you.
I don't know what that means.
I don't want to get technical on you, so I'm not. gonna
Anyways,
explain it.
I feel like I have made it. You knew me before I was anything. I was working at Tyson. And, you know, we kind of had this whole celebrity status kind of thing where you kind of achieve for that and, you know, shoot for the stars. If you make it to the moon, you're doing all right. I'm really going to miss this life. Like, I feel like I've done all right. I don't need to make a fuckload of money. I've made enough to kind of buy my buddies a drink at a bar and have a good time. I'm not living paycheck to paycheck. I definitely am like a big thing of man of your word. You know, I told you I was opening a tattoo shop up, and I fucking did that, you know, like 17 years ago.
Yeah, I was there.
Yeah, I know.
I remember.
And I'm not a guy that likes to talk about shit. I'm going to make shit happen. And being a business owner downtown, especially tattoo shop wise, people claim to be your friend. How many times have you been out and people are like, well, how much does John charge for a tattoo?
Oh God! Or do you think
Oh,
you
you're
could
friends
get me
with
a
John.
deal?
You think you can get me a deal? Or and you've run into the same thing. Everybody wants to know the tattoo guy. Got friends for days when you have a tattoo shop.
Right.
And so I've seen how this, I mean, I go into restaurants and people are like, oh, don't worry about it. I got this. I'm paying for your food. I got this. Or the drinks are on me kind of thing. And I'm like, I didn't like it. I don't like, so like being famous and getting your ticket, I'm so glad I just fucking wasn't known national.
Would probably be a lot of work, right?
But
You
just
think?
just
You'd
in
have to work
Emporia,
harder. There'd be
people that know
expectations.
me and talk to
Yeah,
me
that.
is exhausting sometimes. I can't go anywhere without somebody talking to me about, oh yeah, you're the tattoo guy. I want to get a tattoo. Oh, and then like I fucked it up even more. I bought a car and strapped a 50 cal machine gun on top.
Yeah, that was
There
cool.
is no fucking driving around without somebody recognizing you for that. So now I'm the car guy and the tattoo guy. People want to talk for days.
Yeah, that'd be
And-
fucking shitty going to a bar and people wanted to talk about their shitty tattoo idea.
Yeah. or going to a gas pump, just trying to, like, the thing I dread most is going
Hear me
to,
out.
I can only go to one gas station because it's 93. And I go to get fuel, and there's cars just pulling in around me. Everybody wants to take pictures and talk to me about my car. Actually, we should probably do a podcast in the garage around the car. Might get more views.
Or just thumbnail it. You can put thumbnails on the like opening instead of just us sitting here. It'd be the thumbnail. I tried that on a couple of my strongman videos where I put a thumbnail of a good-looking girl
But you're too much of a pussy.
to get more people to
Oh, really?
go to the video, and it didn't work. Yeah, I would. Once they saw it was me, they're like, "Oh, fucking click off, click off."
They already have their pants down, dick in hand, ready to jerk off, and they're
Yeah.
like, "Fuck this guy!"
And then my ugly ass face comes up.
Damn
It's
it.
all red. 'Cause
Got
I'm
me
lifting
again.
something.
got catfished.
Like, I guess I'll finish.
Oh.
Well, you know, Ryan, like I think you could recognize too, like the responsibility thing of like once you're there, if you want to keep it going, the paparazzi, like if you make it big, imagine being like fucking some hot bitch like Kim Kardashian, who people want to get a picture of your nipple or, you know, just your skirt going up a little bit. And like the pressure of looking good all the time, because they can't just go out in pajama pants and like they got an image to look cool. And if they have one fat roll or a wrinkle, then they're getting scrutinized by the
Right.
press. So like it's a gift and a curse, I would imagine at the same time. Like, yeah, I'm a billionaire, but I'm under scrutiny from 9 billion people essentially, and everybody knows who she is.
Yeah.
Even people in third world countries know who Kim Kardashian is just because. I mean, she's just a super hot chick that got famous off of being.
A Kardashian.
Well, not only that, she's like yeah, I guess just being hot and making a sex tape that helps.
Ooh.
But nobody would ever want to see my sex
That's what I was
tape.
getting ready to
I
say.
mean, ever.
That's not going to.
They would be like, they'd probably blur me out. They'd blur me out, and this would be the chick that's in there. You know.
They'd use it for like farm breeding.
The thing is, they're gonna blur your dick out, not your face.
But you know what? They blur my dick out completely. They'd be like, or they make it superimpose
Just
one on
one
there because it's
pixel.
too small.
Right.
One little blurry dot. Well, I think about it too, like, I guess I feel some of that like you're talking about. My picture is in almost every business, or has been in almost every business downtown. My portrait. Because I've had several artists.
Dave Liker.
Dave
Yeah, that was a
Liker,
badass
and then-
fucking series.
Colby something. I can't remember. He was a college student here doing photography, and he did a piece took pictures of me like half my face, half my chest, and
Yeah, those were cool.
so with the first Friday Art Walk, and shout out to Kayla and Joel, they have their own space now for the first
No.
Friday Art Walk now.
She just sold it, and congratulations to you too. She's moving to Manhattan. She's working at
Oh, so they're done
Second.
with the first Friday Art Walk's moving into
But
the
it
new-
started because of Joel and Kayla. But yeah,
Right.
she just sold her business, and yeah, she's doing good.
Okay, well, great for
Fucking awesome,
Great for
dude.
Kayla. That's awesome. You guys
Yeah.
started a cool thing with the first Friday Art Walk. It brought a lot of attention,
Oh yeah, definitely.
Downtown.
Bringing the artists and shit around.
and that's cool. You know, I mean, so shout out. But like I said, so when people will say, "Oh, your pictures at Mulready's," you know, your pictures at the bar at Mulready's or whatever. I'm like, yeah, and then they want to ask if my face tattoos hurt. Just like, okay,
You made it then.
Yeah. What the fuck do you think? Did my fucking okay? You got tattoos, clearly, and you're asking me if the face tattoos. Did the one on your arm hurt? So imagine having it on your face. I know they're just wanting to talk, right? That's most people. This is the icebreaker. Is hey,
I like when people come up to
this
me and
guy-
like, "Hey, I like your tattoo. What is it? It's a swastika."
Yeah.
No, I've never done that, but I have people say, "I like the tattoo on your hand. What is it? Why do you like it?" Like,
That's a good question. Like, hey man, or you just walk up and like, oh, your tattoos are sweet. I'm like, really? Have you looked at them?
right? You got some pretty shitty ones. I've done some shit tattoos on you over the years.
I've asked for some shit tattoos over the years.
Is that still a thing?
It's still, but you can almost see the finger is, we're going to black this out, guys. So don't ignore these. One of these days, we're gonna do some cover-ups. Over the cover-ups. So.
God damn, I forgot about that. What is it, Tony? Fuck you, Tony. Does he watch this? Bag of Donuts?
No, Tony Powell, if you don't watch this, you're not a very good friend.
Yeah,
I'll say that.
Totally not. But remember him? I drew up that like pin-up version of Virgin Mary with her boob hanging out.
Yeah, her shirt slipped over.
Yeah,
Her titty was hanging out. She had the rosary on and
I
everything.
grasp it in her hand. It's fucking kind of hot.
Yeah, I've jerked off to it a couple times. Like he was asleep, and I'm
Yeah.
just like, pull the blanket down, and I go, okay, here we go. And even the pinup girl on my arm, which is kind of difficult because I have to turn in the mirror sideways to look at it, and then masturbate with the same arm, and so her tits kind of shake. So it isn't that bad, I guess.
Remember Tony? Like, is he Mexican?
Half
His skin.
his skin. Yeah, his mom's white and his dad's Mexican.
Okay. Tony Bag of Donuts. But this guy got a badass. It was kind of like a pretty cool pinup girl, Virgin Mary.
Yeah.
And then, like, was it a couple months later? I think you guys came to visit me in Sioux City, Iowa.
That he didn't get the tattoo at the Rosary in Sioux City.
I think he did.
Yeah, because I got some shitty flash. I was like, oh, that looks. Let's do these two. Like I got 2 tattoos at one time.
Yeah, you're an idiot. I don't know why. I didn't think I was going to hang out with you as long as I did.
I
You
drove.
have to look
fucking
at your
Sioux City
shitty tattoos
twice.
every week, and it's just like, God damn it.
How'd you think I wasn't gonna hang out with you?
What's
Like,
up
how
with
many
that
people
one?
came to Sioux City to visit you when you were up there?
2.
Me and
Many.
Tony
You, Tony, and Sasquatch.
and Sasquatch. So I would have thought that I'm probably gonna stick around for the long haul.
I guess. Speaking of which, you want to do tattoo next Sunday?
Yeah, we may have to cancel the show next Sunday. I'm getting a tattoo.
We'd probably just do it in the church, probably get more followers.
Yeah, fuck it. We'll do the podcast while I'm getting
The
tattooed.
machine's quiet enough. I mean, sorry, the tat gun's pretty quiet.
That's crazy too. You guys, if you don't know, tat guns used to be loud when they had the coils slamming off each other.
Don't call them tat guns.
That's what you call them, man. I'm just following your lead.
Yeah, tattoo machine, please.
Tattoo
Preferred
machine gun.
nomenclature.
Tattoo machine gun. Assault tattoo machine.
Yeah, kinda. Gun.
Gun. Yeah. Parentheses gun. Yeah, but with the Bluetooth, not Bluetooth, but the battery packs on there and it is Bluetooth. The foot pedal's now not attached with the wire. There's no coil on there to
Right.
the machine gun sound on the tap machine gun. So it is nice too. Like it's more
You have a
soothing
conversation
to get a
now.
tattoo.
Do you miss the old school shit though?
It's weird when I
Do
come
you-
in here and I'm like, "Where's John?" And she said he's tattooing.
You don't
You
I
just
can't
like
hear the
crickets?
I can't hear it. It's really quiet in here. I just hear the music and stuff. Because before you'd walk in and it'd be, and so yeah, that part's weird. That's the only part.
God, it was so weird. And it was funny, like, when this whole change happened, like, you'd have these people like, it hurts less.
because they don't have the auditory to go with it.
And they're like, I don't know if they put pain to the noise.
Probably.
And I think with our human brain shit, like, we put sounds together, like screeching brakes, slamming, coming up to you, like, you kind of felt like you got hit, even though it stopped. Like, you kind of felt a little bit of impact. So I think it's kind of like that, maybe.
Yeah. Probably
Or a
so.
memory, like if you've heard thunder and you felt it, and it's because remember, I don't know why I'm saying remember, but as kids, we implant a lot of these memories in our head, and so we associate those memories with real life right now. But a lot of times, like memories aren't the same. Like when you were a kid, you scale things way up. Like, man, my dad had a car. It would go break the tires loose at 60 mile an hour. Like, what was that 350 that was putting out 100
200
horsepower?
horsepower,
You know,
maybe,
oh,
at
okay.
best.
That's wild. But we have those stories, you know, like we've inflated the stories potentially over the years.
When your
and
buddy
or
tells
not.
a story, you had a little bit more
Sure.
spiced on there. The other guy had a little, like, he
The
had so much
telephone game.
torque. The whole motor flipped upside down.
And my head went through the back window.
We all had that story, like, the car's so fast, they put $100 bill, and if you can reach it, like, you can have it. But
Yeah.
you get sucked back. You can't. I've been in a lot of fast cars. I can just go like that and get that $100.
Oh, yeah.
Anything.
Well, now 4-cylinders put out more than anything that you could have got in the 90s.
Well, Subaru WRX, fuck those things. I mean, it's not hard to get 400 horsepower. That's 100 horsepower per cylinder out of a 4-cylinder.
Well, the not the Toyota, but those little Honda, I don't know, K20s, they're easy 1,000 horsepower 4-cylinder motors.
Well, even like the Coyote motors, the 5.0s that are in these Mustangs now, like you do a little bit of work, you can have 1,000 horsepower without, you slap a turbo on it, you have 1,000 horsepower without even changing any of the internals.
Nothing. They just come in stock out.
And then the LSs
Hellcats.
are badass. I mean, there's been, those guys are throwing those in everything. Like one of the fastest, well, again, when I say the fastest cars, but this has been years ago, I mean, put an LS in a Ford Mustang and like Fox body.
Light car with a lot of
That
horsepower.
thing was doing like 8-9 second quarters, which is fucking ridiculous.
Yeah, but we conflate things. We remember things completely different than the way that they actually were. And if you've told the story, now you're stuck. You told that story. That's the way it is. Like I've had to change my story because I thought about it over the years. That's not gonna fit your giant fucking head. I guess it does. Damn, you look fucking good as a cowboy. You missed your calling.
You might want to go camping.
Do I look good as a Down syndrome boy?
Oh God, should I get it off?
But you know, you're stuck. You're kind of like if you've told a story and then you've colored it. Here's the story I've had to change in the past. I used to tell people because I remembered it this way, that I graduated like at 100 pounds.
Tadpole.
Dude, I was 6 foot fucking tall when I graduated high school. Do you think I weighed 100 pounds at 6? I would have had to been so skinny, and I've always had like wide shoulders. I bet I was more like 140 or 150 pounds, you know.
Oh, I graduated high school at 6'5"
And
and
were
160 pounds.
So
I have a
you were
picture.
skinny.
Oh, dude, I was a rail.
But I remember the reason I think I tell this story this way is because when I was a freshman, my first year, I was on it was the first year, and I joined our powerlifting team. And I obviously was the smallest guy. I wasn't 6 foot yet. I was like I had
Why?
a growth spurt because I could bench press 135 pounds at 98 pounds.
Oh,
So
okay.
I just kind of always thought that 98 pounds, I was probably, and I was like, kind of forgot I hit that growth spurt. So I always tell a story, I was 100 pounds, and then I kind of look back at it now, I'm being a little more realistic, like, fuck. There's no way I was 100 pounds and 6 foot tall. I probably was close to it. I could have been 120 or 130, but it was probably more like
You have
140.
pictures?
My senior pictures, yeah.
Yeah, I
I
wanna
don't
see
look
those.
like I'm a fucking skinny.
Well, I'm really good at looking at pictures and can just read the weight.
No, you're not. Just made that up.
I know.
But I was
So down, Tadpole.
I was-
don't want to fucking fight you today.
I was literally believing you for a second there. I was like, man, how's he do that? Remember I texted you the other day and told you I've been trying to read minds?
Yeah. Like, practice more, dumbass.
So the first day, this was Sunday after the podcast.
And you're like, I knew you were going to say that.
Yeah, because I can read minds. Or at least I'm learning how. This is no shit. So I was like, all right, first I've got to meditate. And I used to have a book that would kind of teach you how to get into meditation. After the podcast, I watched our podcast. Then I went home and I'm laying there. I'm like, I just got to close my eyes and get into a meditative state, which I've never been able to do. So I don't know why I thought this day. And I mean, I must have been so tired. So I lay there, I get into a meditative state. All of a sudden, this image comes to my head. I'm underneath a bed or I'm low to the ground. There's a tan carpet on the floor, and this girl, I'm assuming it's a girl because the shirt looked like a girl's shirt, hit the floor. And I was like, I woke up. I just telepathically fucking saw into somebody's head. I don't know who it is. It might be a neighbor or something, but I just literally saw somebody throw their shirt on the floor. And then I soon realized, well, I fell asleep and had a dream. I wasn't meditating. I was fucking out cold.
Well, you may have.
Or maybe I did, but realistically, you think that. But I was focusing, but I wasn't focused on a certain person. I was just what I kept saying was, can anybody hear my thoughts? I can hear yours. Can anybody hear my thoughts? Because I can hear yours. You know, just thinking.
Yeah,
That was
awesome.
That was my plan. And then I was like, okay, I wonder if I can tap into the same person. So I start to try to do it again. And now I'm so fucking wide awake and I can't even meditate. Have you guys ever tried to meditate, or have you ever been able to?
Every day.
Do you make it into like a meditative state?
So, what'd you say? Meditate?
Yeah, what did you think? I said masturbate?
No.
Oh, shit, I'm sorry, John. I should have been more clear with what I was
Actually,
saying.
Yeah. Wait, what'd you say?
Meditate. I don't know. It's kind of a weird word now that I'm kind of saying it, but yes. Like the best meditation I have is I got my back inverter, and I kind of get not quite upside down, a little bit of a, I don't like that. Things decompress, focus on my breathing, and like I have clarity of thought. Like the blood's rushing to my head. I'm getting fresh oxygen in there, and so yeah. I mean, I do that quite regularly. It's kind of weird, like like say I have like a bigger lunch, and all of a sudden you feel tired. I go on the back inverter and adjust myself and kind of crack my back or just take pressure off the spine. And then when I come back up, I feel like I've taken a nap, but I haven't. It's like, oh, all of a sudden I got a little bit pep in my step, a little energy. And so, yeah, back inverters are fucking amazing. I don't know why more people don't do that.
Yeah, I just got mine here about.
Have you noticed any?
I use it almost every day.
Yeah.
I did a back workout at the gym yesterday, specifically targeting my back muscles.
Yeah.
And I was sore. I was already starting to get sore, and I did these things called rack pulls, and I thought maybe I overdid it. My lower back was like almost to the point where you're like, I think I fucked up my back. It's not hurting yet, but I bet it's gonna be here. And I went and did the inversion table. I did 12 minutes. That's what I always do is 12 minutes.
I was doing 10. 4 to 5 is probably about best, as long as. So I mean, there's nothing wrong with 12 minutes. Go on, sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off.
That. I did 12 minutes and my back felt great this morning like that.
Yeah.
It didn't pop. Sometimes my back doesn't pop. Sometimes it'll pop, but oftentimes it'll feel like it's about to pop almost the whole time. So I put my head on the pad and try to pull my back. It just popped just then, but I'll try to pull my back off to let me hang more, because sometimes it feels like you get stuck.
Do you ever just like get completely relaxed? This is something I want you to try. Just get completely relaxed when you're upside down like that. Move your neck around and then just go like that.
Pull
You'd
my
be
head?
surprised. Like, don't.
I heard your fucking neck pop just now.
Yeah, it did. That's fucking weird. I wasn't even upside down.
Mm.
Yeah, that's fucking
I'll
weird
do
that
it
it did.
upside
I
down.
feel pretty good. But I tell you what, like just taking complete strain off all your joints being upside down, or sometimes I'll grab the sides.
I've tried that.
Well, you got
Not
to
much
inhale
success.
and exhale as far as you can to do it, but you got to be comfortable.
Just like when you're popping your back from laying on the
Just-
ground.
Take some time, get used to it. Just that pitch will fucking take a lot of strain off. Like, I love my back inverter. There's actually, I had a hip situation, and that kind of helped me out. But another thing that was fucking ridiculous is I decided to do the back inverter between, well, I guess not ridiculous. Like, there used to be a time before COVID where I was tattooing like 8-10 hours a day, and I'd do like a 3-4 hour piece right downstairs to the back inverter, lay there for 5-10 minutes, do my stretching, right back up into another tattoo, and then after that one right back downstairs. So I mean it fucking helps, like taking the strain off and just relaxing in complete limbo. It seemed like
Part of it then might be because you're clearing your mind as well.
Well, fresh oxygen to the brain, definitely. But being bent over tattooing, and then just being able to have that release on my spine for 5-10 minutes. Have you ever done a back inverter?
Have you ever jerked off on it?
Uh,
Did you hit yourself right in the face?
But sometimes April comes down there and gives me these weird blowjobs.
An upside Spider-Man blowjob?
Sorry. No, that really never
She's
happened.
like, well,
That really never happened.
I used to. Not anymore.
Well, we were talking about meditation, but now we're on back inverters. Have you done one?
I have, but like, honestly, maybe twice.
Mm-hmm.
John had me try his, and then I can't remember where the other one was.
Garrett's house.
Yeah. Oh yeah, now it's all coming back.
It was
Back to the
like-
blowjob thing.
Come here, hang up
It was
for
when he
me.
came in dressed like Spider-Man that weirded me out.
But with no pants, just the Spider-Man top and the mask. All right, get on this table.
He's like, I'm about to shoot some webs.
Oh, oh man,
That thing's got dirty
And-
real
the good old
fast.
days.
Leaves a bad taste in my mouth.
Yeah, still in therapy over the inversion table.
The web is not the only thing that's gonna get sticky on the internet today.
No, I've tried them. I liked it. I mean, it definitely cracked the old back. It's
What about
just-
meditating? Do you ever try to do that?
I have tried. I'm like you. Next thing I know, I'm thinking about everything but what I should be thinking about. But it's funny that you mentioned that because I swear, when I've laid in bed and I'm just sitting there getting in that deep, where you're trying to go to sleep, that I have seen the world through someone else's eyes.
We've all been there.
That it's like I am looking through someone else's eyes right
Mhm.
now, watching them pick this up or take a bite of food,
Yeah.
and it's like, and so then it's like, whoa, you'll kind of come to, but I'm able to get myself relaxed again, that I can get back into, and I don't know if it's obviously
Could be another dimension too, or yourself in another dimension, like we
Yeah.
talked
That-
about for deja vu.
or it could be some figment of my imagination. It's like,
Yeah.
oh, here's what you think you
Now
would
you're
see,
making
so
excuses.
Well, and yeah, I mean,
That's what mainstream wants you to think. We know
because
it's
I don't-
fucking telepathy.
it's so real though when you do
Oh
it.
yeah,
that
definitely
you're like,
so.
holy shit! I just watched this.
It's like
dude
you get
take
into
a
your
bite of
subconscious a little
food and
bit.
do this, and I saw his dog run across the living
Mhm.
room, and what the hell?
So
it's crazy that you mentioned that, because it's one of those that it's like I've never said anything, because I'm sure people would go, okay.
they call
I
time.
think a lot of
They're
people experience stuff like
actually.
that. They
I
don't wanna
looked
talk
in.
about it.
I looked into it. It's called time slips.
Time slips, really.
So a lot of years ago, I met this girl.
She sounds hot.
Shut the fuck up, Garrett.
Sorry, go ahead.
Now I can't throw names out there because you just called her ugly.
She
Anyways.
probably knows.
Time
She probably knows.
time slip.
Oh my god.
They're called time slips.
You sure it wasn't a nip slip?
Shut the fuck up,
Sorry,
Garrett.
go ahead.
So, every once in a while you experience things, and I've talked about the rectangle that popped up at Toronto
Right.
Lake was fucking weird to me.
Right.
I thought we were hunting Bigfoot, not gigantic rectangles, which will come up in another episode, I'm sure. But
Now it's going to.
shut the fuck up, Garrett. I'm in the middle of a story here.
Well, you're not doing a very good job.
Tell it already.
I don't even know where we're at. Are you drinking at 8 a.m.?
Rectangle.
Jesus.
You know, start having the most cups on the table. There's like 3 beverages at one time right in front of me.
Okay, go on.
So, anyways, time slips. They're like, if you look into it, they're like you'll be doing something and suddenly get sucked into another dimension. And I kind of call bullshit. You know how I am. I'm pretty open to
Skeptical,
shit, skeptical. I'm a real person, I think. I'm not gonna fucking throw shit out there. Anyways, I'm tattooing this chick, and all of a sudden, like, I've never had such a vivid fucking memory pop out where I get sucked out. I think you heard about this. It bothered me to the point where I'm Googling shit. Got sucked out. I'm in a house. I'm tattooing this guy that we used to work with. And I'm looking around. I smell cigarette smoke. I look over, I see carpet, I see his speakers, I see his CD collection, and everything's so vivid. Like, I'm in another fucking time. Like, I remember it was before Xander was born. And April was pregnant, about to pop. This girl comes into the house. She's wearing a crop top t-shirt.
I knew she was hot.
Shut the fuck up, she's not. Actually, one of these girls you did fuck.
Of course.
So, she walks in. Sorry, it wasn't a tank top. It was like tank top, but like crop top. Is that a thing?
Yeah.
Yeah. It's called a bra. Anyways.
Now I know who you're talking about.
I'm fucking tattooing and I see the cigarette smoke. This girl's wearing flip-flops. She's got jean shorts on. Now, not to mention, I met this girl back in like 2003, 4-ish. No, sorry, Xander was born in 2005. So I met her in 2007, 2008. But all of a sudden, I'm tattooing her, I get sucked into this alternate reality, like a time slip. Like, I get stuck. Like, I can smell, I can taste, I know what the fuck's going on. Like, and I remember getting there, like, it's not a comfortable thing, but I'm just like looking around, like, how in the fuck am I here again? It's almost like a butterfly effect. I'm like, I've already been here, done that. I remember looking at the girl coming in through the door. I'm like, yeah, this is the first time me meeting her. You know, again, I'm going to try not to mention any names, but all of a sudden I pop up in the chair and I'm tattooing her. I'm like, do you know this guy? She's like, yeah. This is like 2000. Yeah, and then she tells me she just got out of prison and was there. And she was with her other friend. And I'm like, what the fuck? So I've known this girl, we think we met this time, but I knew her 3 years before. And she's like, yeah, I remember you doing tattoos out of this guy's house back in the day. But it was just fucking odd how all of a sudden, and dude, it was so real. Like, it's called time slips. This is the only time it's ever happened to me. Just kind of fell back into some shit, and I was there. Like, I kind of felt like when I was there, I should have taken advantage of the situation, maybe change a few things, almost like time travel, but I did not.
The butterfly effect?
Kind of, yeah.
I want you to talk about the Square at Toronto Lake because this will further prove my hypothesis about Bigfoot being an interdimensional traveler.
It's only got to happen once.
All right, lay it on us and the rest of the world.
Were you there that year?
Yeah.
That's when me, you, and Bradley, and everybody were there.
Yeah.
Yeah, dude. That was fucked up. Fuck you, Bradley, and
Yeah.
Bigfoot in Kansas. Big old corn-fed Bigfoots running around Toronto, Kansas.
I was on a heightened level of
Awesomeness.
awesomeness.
Yeah. Well, let's go backstory, pedal back a little bit. Our friend Bradley is closer to my parents' age than he is our age. He's actually looking at retirement soon. Like, I think he's like,
Nice.
what is he, 60?
I don't remember how old
Let me see, I'm 55, or I'm 45. He's 55 plus 3. So he's like 57, 58, 59. So yeah, he's around there.
Math.
Yeah, I was gonna say, you said you couldn't read or write, but apparently arithmetic's not your thing either.
Well, I'm retarded. I'm good at one thing, it's math. So anyways, Bradley gets a hold of me, he's like, Toronto, Kansas, there's Bigfoot sightings over there. And I'm like, all right, dude. Like, and you know, the little kid in me always wants to believe in Bigfoot. Like,
I think all of us. Yeah.
it's one of those things, it's not off the table, interdimensional beings or aliens, wherever the fuck may be. Again, I don't fucking know. None of us fucking know.
Right.
So I'm just like, yeah, Bigfoot. All right. And we got to Toronto Lake, and we've been out there like 2 or 3 times searching Bigfoot, and there's been some weird shit that happened. I see Bradley last time he was here. I see him like this. Like, Bradley, you trying to take a shit? Like, we're on a trail. Like, what the fuck you doing? He's like, oh no, I'm just hoping and praying kind of deal, like for maybe we see a shed, like a deer shed on the trail. Bigfoot sometimes leaves gifts.
Uh-oh.
We take like 5 steps, and like 7, 8 foot up, a tree just bends at a 90-degree angle and just hits the fucking ground. Okay, rotten tree is just, we just happen to be like, if you know, quink-a-dink, not thinking much of it. But the time before we went out, well, actually this time, Bradley was out by the car, and we hear like, it's cross between an owl and a dog. And I hear these weird sounds. And April's like, what's Bradley doing? I'm like, I don't know, he's fucking trying to call in Bigfoot. He makes these noises. Well, come to find out, it wasn't him making the noises. Now, they're loud, sound like they're close, but in the distant. And then it was traveling around. We heard it 3 times, and Bradley was with us, so he wasn't making the noise. Found that a little odd. But you know what? I mean, nature's weird. But the fucking one thing I can tell you, and still to this day, that really bothers me, and I have not really been able to put a finger on it. I've Googled, I've actually emailed like some well-known people with the Bigfoot research, but still have not ever seen Bigfoot. But I'm looking across the lake with binoculars one day. Bradley's over here doing his Bradley shit, kicking his legs, twisting. He's a pretty wiry guy. Pretty good shape for almost being 60. And looking, I see this fucking rectangle. It's in proportion like a 4x8, but you know it's bigger being on the other side of the lake, and it's levitating off the ground. And it's not like a piece of plywood where you see any sheen or shine off of it. It looks like a pixel. And kind of turn, and then it, like it's gone. And I'm thinking it's like my binoculars. Look over to Bradley, he's fucking doing his fucking kicking, cracking back shit. And I'm like, yeah, I must have just seen something. Maybe it was something that hit my lens. Well, then I look over at Xander, he's like, Dad, what was that? I'm like, what? Like, I'm thinking I just seen something out of the corner of my eye kind of thing, but it happened for like a second. He's like, yeah, what was that thing over there? Did you see something over there? Like, he's questioning himself. Like, what, the gigantic fucking rectangle that appeared out of nowhere just disappeared? I thought we were hunting Bigfoot around here, not fucking rectangles. He's like, yeah, what was that? I was like, fuck. All of a sudden, I'm like, yeah, he's seen it too. And then, of course, now I'm putting him to the test. I was like, yeah, you seen it? Where was that? He's like, see that dead tree there? And that dead tree there, it was in the middle there. It was levitating off the ground about 3 foot. And then the left corner sucked into the fucking right top and was just like gone. Like, it wasn't like it blinked out. It was like it just popped fast. And that moment, like, I was like, fucking A. Like, you know, you see something out of the corner of your eye, and us as humans kind of write it off like, oh, okay, we must have been seeing something out of the corner of our eye, or maybe it didn't happen. And I think we need to not be so quick to judge on situations like that.
Or at least to dismiss those things.
Yeah, I think there might be shit going on that you see for a split second that's really going on in another dimension.
Or
possibly.
Dimensions are just merging for that short period of time.
Yeah, something.
Yeah.
There's something that fucking happens. But man, I come back home, I'm Googling, like I seen it, and I kind of felt comfort, and then kind of went on about my day, and was still just constant in the back of my mind, like, fuck what was this rectangle that just popped up? So still to this day, I've never seen Bigfoot. Well, then I'm telling the story here at the shop to some gal. Well, I didn't know if you had knew, but there's a Flint Hills Paranormal Activity.
Yeah, I've seen the Facebook page.
So I have some woman come in here is like, "Hey, you seen Bigfoot?" I was like, "No, I just found a rectangle like in the middle of fucking nowhere." And this ain't the first time this has happened to me. There's been similar situations. And I have the whole map printed out, Toronto Lake. There's a hiking trail that leads there that takes a little bit of time. The best way is to get there by kayak. But rewind, when this here happened, Bradley told us about Bigfoot. We're out there, we spend Christmas out there sometimes. You've seen pictures and whatnot. And it was dusk. Miss Bell and April were just hanging out and kind of just playing on the ice off the dock that goes down. It's not real deep there. Everything fine. And dusk comes, the sun's coming up. April trips somehow on the ice, falls down, and we hear like, and I remember opening the door right about the time we hear a oh fucking noise. And I was like, oh yeah, it must be Bigfoot. Like, I'm just fucking around. This is right after Bradley told us a few years ago. Number one, do I believe in Bigfoot?
I don't not believe in Bigfoot.
You know, the older I get, like, nothing surprises me anymore, I guess. If he's out there, yeah, he's out there. Interdimensional being, maybe. Space traveler. I mean, we have Star Wars, and who's Chewbacca? You know, is he a Bigfoot?
He's from planet Endora, which is mostly inhabited by Ewoks. So I don't know if there's just two different species of Ewok, and he's just like a much larger version.
Well, it's just like America. Or, sorry, the world. We have Asians, blacks, whites. I mean, so I'm sure there's...
midgets.
Yeah.
Maybe the Ewoks were midgets, and the Wookiees are full-grown.
Dominant midgets. And then there's just like this guy could play basketball probably.
Yeah, I'm sure if there was a basketball team on Endora, Wookiees would be playing. There wouldn't be any of the Ewoks on it.
I don't know, fucking crazy, but yeah, that's my experience of the closest I've got to Bigfoot. Like I said, I hope he's out there. If he is, keep on rock. If you're watching this, Bigfoot,
yeah, you're watching this.
Keep on doing what you're doing. We love you. And Bradley Clopton, I'll still go Bigfoot hunting with you.
You know the craziest thing, or maybe not the craziest, the just right offhand, the weirdest thing that I can tell you that's happened to me, not Bigfoot, but a similar experience is just completely unexplainable, is Travis and I were on our way back from Topeka one night. Graybill.
Okay.
And out of nowhere, both of us kind of at the exact same time are like, dang, that light's brighter than every other star or every other, light in the sky, and it's blue. And then we were coming back from the north, so we were traveling south
I know the
to
story.
Emporia. It would have shot off to the east. Judging distance up in the sky is very difficult to do, but it seemed like it was within a mile from us. It was right there, like super bright, and then it shot off to the east for about a mile. I mean, I'm just scaling it to what I can, it's dark and it's up in the sky. It could have been 20 fucking miles or 50 miles away, but it was a bigger, like it would have been the size of a star, but much larger than the one. So it was out there, but close. And then it just was there. Both of Travis and I were just like, what's that? Just like at the same time. And then it shoots off to the east at just fucking so fast it was out of sight. And both of us were like talking about it, like, well, did that just happen? He's like, I didn't just see it, and you didn't just see it, and it just didn't happen. We both just didn't see something. But we're like, but what?
It's weird how much stuff you write right off by yourself. Like, oh, that must have been my imagination.
Yeah, but
when you see somebody else witness it, do you have any stories like that, like UFOs or Bigfoot or mermaids or butt fucked in prison or like?
Well, that reminds me of another story.
No, I don't have any. Mine are more where I wasn't alone. I don't know what it was.
chills
But,
down your spine
yeah.
situation.
You know, being growing up out in the country, and me and my first wife, we used to live out in the country, and we had the alfalfa field and all that around us. And I used to at night I couldn't sleep. Plus I was a horrible alcoholic, so I'd sit outside and drink into the wee hours of the morning. And I just remember I'd always have a bonfire going. And I just remember that fight or flight kicking in so strong that you're trying to keep yourself from freaking out. But it was like, I'm done. I'm leaving the fire going. I'm gonna get up. I'm gonna walk to the house, and I'm not gonna turn around. But it's trying to keep, like, almost like you can taste that acid. Like you're so scared that, like that bile taste. And I've had stuff like that happen where it's like, I'm now no longer alone, and I don't know who's here or what's here, but I don't want to be here anymore.
Well, it's also weird, like you can hear a stick break, and all of a sudden you feel it from the bottom of your spine all the way up, and maybe you heard several street. You know, if you lived out in the country
Yeah, and
before,
there's a certain
Oh yeah,
sound that
definitely lived
makes
in the country.
There's a certain sound that makes it. You can hear stuff all night long, but there's then the ominous
yes,
type where you're like the hair stands up on the back of your neck, and you're like, okay, now you got my attention. And so there are things like that I've experienced where, you know, it's like, I don't like that.
One of the creepiest things that like growing up in the country with fields, like you grew up in a cornfield.
Right.
If you're from around here, you kind of did, or soybeans or whatever. But like, there's this girl in a white nightgown, probably 2 or 3 years old, and she's walking towards me through a field, and I have no idea where she comes from. Like, what the fuck are you doing here? Like, I'm trying to fish, like I'm around a pond, and there's just this 2 or 3 year old girl in a white nightgown walking through this fucking cornfield that's about this high. She should not be out here. 2-year-old girls in white nightgowns, not that big of a deal. 2 o'clock in the morning in a cornfield, very big deal, you know? It's like, fuck, I don't know.
but that kind of deal, I don't know. You want to downplay it a lot of times and say, well, it's just because I've heard this type of story
It's my
before. It's my
imagination.
it's my memory from hearing somebody else, and I'm freaked out. But like you were talking about that, when that fight or flight sense kicks in, and you've been out there all night and not been fucking nervous,
Right.
and then it's either a noise or something that just puts you on high alert to where you're almost frozen, and you have to make the decision, like you said, do I fucking run for the hills, or? But it's never thinking I want to go investigate.
Yeah, I want to
Get the fuck out of here.
Yeah,
I feel
I'm out.
super uncomfortable, like I'm gonna throw up.
I hate
type
that
of
fucking
deal.
feeling. We've
Well-
all had it.
Well, you might be in your house sometimes by yourself, and I know sometimes I've freaked myself out.
Yeah.
I've got to thinking about something. It's like when you're a kid. My youngest daughter loves horror movies.
Who?
Reese. Oh
You
God.
fucking with me?
No, she's a horror fanatic. But the problem is, she will freak herself the fuck out by watching. So she watches them during the day now.
I got
So
some
she's
movies
learned
for her.
that she has to watch horror movies during the day, and she still will. You know, she'll watch them during the day, but not at night, because she'll go to bed and then be scared.
right.
So those, I remember as a kid too watching, which is so funny to me now, because Friday the 13th it's a hilarious show now. Like I could watch it all day, but when I was a kid, oh my God, or Nightmare on Elm Street, which at this point,
Chucky!
yeah, Child's Play, you know, I would
Yeah.
just think, oh my God, I would be scared to death for months after watching one of those movies. So she's probably at that age as well, where it's you lay in bed at night and then you start thinking about it, and next thing your spine starts to
And be real.
tingle. It's scary. You freak yourself out, but not what you're talking about. What you're describing is an unnatural feeling.
Yeah.
And we've all been there.
And it
Just
is.
can't explain it.
It's that just all encompassing. You know, like I said, where it's like I'm not even going to turn around. I'm just going to start walking towards the house. Because if I turn around, I might see something that I can't unsee, and I'm out of here.
I've had it in my spine so bad to where it is almost painful. And I
Mhm.
think that's just like, that's one of those deals. It's like, hey, dude, either danger or you better be aware. Like, why would it be like, I mean, moving you, the spine.
Yeah.
Like
like
it's
an
not like
animal
sometimes you get
instinct.
some
I mean,
goosebumps up your arm. No, this is deep
Your
in your
hair
spine.
sticking up around
Yeah,
here, and
that's-
you're like,
I imagine this is what an animal feels like when a predator's after it. You
I'm
know,
sure
where
they get the smell.
They get that feeling of something where I don't know where it's at, but
And then the head comes up,
Yeah.
and then pew, off
Yep.
like lightning. I would imagine that you're probably right, and we've talked about it even several times. We've
Primal
talked about it on here.
instincts.
Those primal instincts, what are they? We
fight or
probably
flight. Yeah.
well, like when you lift up a piece of tin and there's a mouse or a snake under it.
Yeah.
It's a mouse this big, and you fucking jump up in the air, you throw the tin down,
You know what? It's funny that you said that. People are like, I hate snakes. Well, yeah, because you picked up a rock or something. Like, snakes never just come up to you. You don't see them just floating around in somebody's yard. They always surprise you, is the scary part.
That's the scary part. But why?
But, dude, even a cute, cuddly squirrel or a rabbit, if I go to pick up 10 and a rabbit comes shooting at 100 mile an hour, I'm going to jump back like, holy
Oh, yeah.
fuck. Fuck that rabbit. I don't want nothing to do with it. Like, it catches you off guard for a second. Like, I'm not scared of snakes.
if I
I'm
know
not
what,
scared
if I
of
know about
squirrels. I'm not scared of rabbits. A cute, cuddly thing. I mean, think about it. Like, a cute, cuddly dog running at you 100 mile an hour is going to be scary, even if he wants to love you and lick on you. Like, that is something that you're not expecting.
Well, I think it's inherent. We inherit those things that protect us from our ancestors. Like just going up to water. It's not that I'm not going to put my foot in there just because the water might be cold. There might be a fucking alligator, at the
Sharks.
mouth of the water. So you're going to be, as you walk up to a body of water, there's some inherited instincts that kick in. When you see a snake, you're startled right off the bat because inherently you've lost a lot of people to snake bites.
No.
What do you mean no? You don't think throughout time a lot of people haven't died because of a snake biting them?
You know,
And then
people
you
have
inherit
died
those
from
diseases?
squirrel bites.
I know one kid. His last name was didn't know him. He died before I was
Squirrel
born.
bit him.
Had rabies.
damn.
Well, that's
Oh,
trying to
I
be
could,
funny.
dude, it
It
was-
got dark real quick.
It was
Okay.
it was heartbreaking for me when I was a kid. He was older than he would have been my mom's
Was
age.
this before you watched Old Yeller or after?
I don't think I've ever seen Old Yeller, to be honest with you. I think I've read the book, but I don't think I've seen the movie.
They turned it into a book.
Yeah, oddly. So I was at the cemetery, and there was a picture of a little boy that was my age, and I was like 8, 9, maybe 10 years old. And my parents owned a gas station down about a half mile from the cemetery. I mean, my sister used to walk to the cemetery and just mess around. And we were walking through the cemetery one day, and we come across this headstone towards the back of the cemetery that had a picture, glued to the headstone in a little oval deal. And it was a kid. And then I'm looking at the dates on there, and I'm like, oh man, he was only like 10 years old, the kid. And so I went back to the gas station, and we went back, and I'm just like, I'm pretty upset. I remember I'm really upset. And I asked Mom, and she said, yeah, he got bit by a squirrel that had rabies. And I was like, I guess it was the first time that I understood that kids died too. I just thought it was an adult thing.
I just didn't
hadn't
know,
put together that.
Like me joking around was going to lead into a huge story. But keep going.
Yeah, that's it. I mean, that's what happened. I was a kid, and it was the first time that I had the realization that I guess I might die, or there was a chance.
So what are your
That I
take
could
on
die.
squirrels these days?
Funny that you mentioned that.
Because you had that fat squirrel that took your cake.
the whole fucking cake. Oh, you don't know this story. This is crazy.
God damn it, dude.
I guess here we go into
the
another
Sasquatch
story.
of fucking squirrels.
This.
What was
fucking-
that for?
Okay, so I made
Tell
a
the
cake.
story. I'm sorry. I'm
At
excited.
one time, I was living on Mava Street, which is like not a through street over by a village school. And we got ants in our house. So I'd made the cake, it was on the stove, and we got ants. So this fucking cake was ruined because of ants. And so we had a garden, like a flower garden out by the house, and we had sliding glass doors. And then under the carport, past the carport was the garden, and then the fence. And this fucking squirrel, you know squirrels eat cake?
I did not know
This
that.
squirrel was a big one.
God, he was fat. Did he even get through the chain link fence?
He could
He's
get
like
through the chain link
he was
fence,
squeezing though. It was like a morphing through a fence, like rolls.
but this fucking squirrel got a big chunk of the fucking cake and it was hard. It'd been out there.
Dragging it off.
He was dragging the cake off, and then he got to the fence and made it through, but couldn't fucking get the cake through. And he's sitting there, fucking like a cartoon, trying to drag this cake through a chain link fence, and he couldn't get it. And I'm like, this squirrel was fucking huge.
Dude,
And
he
I'm
was
thinking,
obese. I don't know if
how
you've
many-
seen the obese fucking squirrel. He sent me a video. It was fucking ridiculous.
I'm like, how many fucking cakes has this squirrel eaten to get that big? But it was just like you would never believe that squirrels, number one, would eat cake, and number two, that this fucker was trying to take it home and couldn't get it through the fence.
This kid's birthday.
Yeah, I guess so. He's like, oh, good, man, this happened just at the right time. My kid's birthday's today. I'm gonna bring home this
ant flavored cake. He's gonna love it.
Oh my god.
Dude, are you sending me a video of that?
Yeah.
Dude, this fucking squirrel. I have a fat squirrel in my yard because he keeps eating all the bird food, but that one was that was like dangerously obese for a squirrel.
What was the fat chipmunk on Alvin and the Chipmunks? Simon or Theodore? That
No.
must have been Theodore of the
Simon.
Chipmunks. Simon, whatever. He didn't have glasses on, so I couldn't really
Alvin was the
recognize
cool
him.
one. Simon. I think you're right. It may have been Theodore. He was the chubbier one. Is that what you said?
Yeah.
Yeah, you're good. Yeah, it was. Because Simon was the brains.
So that's the squirrel I would be. Out of us three, if we were Alvin, Simon, and Theodore, Ryan's the best looking, so he'd probably be Alvin.
I'm
And
Simon.
you're the fattest, so you'd be Theodore. No, I'm the brains, motherfucker. God damn it! I know that I wouldn't be any of them. God damn it! I can't be even one of the. What are they called?
Well, you
The
got
Chipmunk,
nothing.
Alvin and the Chipmunks.
You got nuts.
They're not very big though. They're not. TV syndicated show worthy.
Oh god,
What
how long
time
have we
is
been
it,
going
Ryan?
on for?
Yeah,
It
that's
is
what I was
8:40.
And we made it about 10 minutes longer than we normally do.
Yeah.
Let's save some of this for next Sunday while we're doing a tattoo during the podcast. So this is going to be pretty badass
We should tattoo in the garage in front of the vet.
while doing a tattoo.
That would get some likes.
On shrooms.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, good.
All right. Thanks, folks. Have a good weekend. We will see y'all next Sunday. Turn it off, motherfucker.